I give some folks a second here to join in real quick. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good evening. Good evening. We'll give some folks a second here to join in. But good evening. Welcome to another rendition and edition of Frontline News, bringing you frontline news and perspective from around urban America and beyond. And um, you know, first, just want to say good evening to everyone. Hope everyone is having a great start to the week. To start off with, we have an exciting show for you this evening. We're going to talk about toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. And of course, it's all tying into what's going on in the world right now, in reference to Will Smith and Chris Rock. But before we dig into and start pulling back the layers of this, because there are some layers here, and we had an amazing pre-production meeting, and I'm telling you, our dear sister Donna has a perspective, and our dear sister Yolanda has a perspective, that we really need to take a closer look at in reference to this whole thing that's going on with Will Smith and the whole Chris Rock thing. So, and we also welcome you to join us as well, and we hope to be joined by a Baltimore celebrity, homegrown Baltimore celebrity. We're hoping will drop by as well and entertain the conversation with us as well this evening as we go along. But first, I always have to start off by first giving thanks to those who have kind of given us the opportunity to have this platform. So we have to give thanks to blackusa.news and the whole B down on the bottom there, and the whole Be More News team, Donnie Glover, Unapologetically Black, home of the original Black Wall Street. Make sure that you support our sponsors throughout the show. We are going to be displaying them down on the bottom. Buy something. If you need legal support, reach out to one of the lawyers. If you're looking for commercial property, there's just so many of our sponsors on here offer products and services in our community, and they're coming from Black people, from us. So it's important that we support our own in our community. So throughout the show, we'll be displaying our sponsors. Please make sure that you reach out, even if you go out to the Northwest and go get you the Northwest Voice newspaper and show support to the publisher out there in Northwest, one of the last Black-owned newspapers out there, independent voices out there in the Northeast, out there in Baltimore County. So again, make sure you support our sponsors. Also, this is being brought to you by PEBTS. That's People Empowered by the Struggle. If you need us, we are a one-stop shop for all struggles. If you need us for any reason, please reach out to us. You can go to PEBTS.org to find out more information about our organization, or you can email us at PEBTS.org@gmail.com. So now that all the housekeeping is out of the way, let's get this started, as they say. And earlier today, we had to bring out the boxing bells because we were ready to box by the time all this was done. So Will Smith got us all riled up as well. But we wanted to bring this from a different perspective, from what we really look at it from the grassroots community when we look at this whole scenario. And one of the things that really one of the conversations that's being had out there is in reference to toxic masculinity. And I'm bringing this conversation up because there was a Vanity Fair article that came out today that was talking about the socialites, the Hollywood socialites. This was supposed to be a night of extravaganza. This is the celebration of Hollywood greatness. And there was all these Hollywood elitists in an area that were drinking. They had an area, reserved for them up there at the Dolby Theater to be able to drink. And when you look at the image, there's a sea of nothing but white people. There's at least 50 white people in the room, no mask on, not an environment you would find me or any one of us in. But what was interesting was that they were having a conversation about what had just took place in reference to the incident with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And the consensus was basically that they felt a sense of toxic masculinity that is normally portrayed. Like this was like not unexpected. This was like, this is what Black people do. It's that toxic masculinity.
Changing the narrative.
It's that toxic mentality, that we portray. Now, what's interesting is that there were some white gay folks in the room as well that really kind of expressed the fact that this is not to be tolerated in Hollywood. And it seems like there may even be a backlash from Hollywood in reference to Will Smith, because the consensus in the room was that, again, that we are toxic people, and we just showed all out example of that toxicity on live television. Now, before we get into the story, I want to explain something. They were actually taking bets. White folks were betting on whether or not Will was going to go in his acceptance speech and apologize directly to Chris Rock, which we have not yet heard whether or not that has happened. Maybe some folks will correct us or not. But as far as we know, he's only apologized to the Academy, and he's apologized to his peers, to those in Hollywood, those elitists that came out to the event. We don't know if he necessarily apologized directly to Chris Rock. And that's the question here, is that they were betting on the fact whether or not, because of this toxic masculinity that is portrayed from Black people, that, our pride, our humility, all that stuff gets in the way. And we would not even apologize. They were betting, and people were taking the bet basically on the odds that Will was not going to apologize.
Well, they said they had a discussion at the after party. They said that they had a discussion and everything is squashed. That's what P. Diddy is saying. That's what they're reporting, that they're saying is squashed. I don't know if it was any apologies, but ultimately, I'm just disgusted that this is news. I'm disgusted as news. But, when we get down to the layer of it, because, we look at this something being so small, but yet something that affects us every day of our lives, in the way they changed the narrative on us. They took a day that was supposed to have been one of the most, like something that he was supposed to go to his grave and celebrate, and they trying to embarrass him. Because, Jason, is something you said in the pre-show, when you brought something to my attention, and I felt it. I felt the fact that you said it makes it feel like that maybe, did they write that in there, in that prompter? Did they write that in there just to see what type of situation he's going to get? Because Denzel knew how to go right to him and say to him that, when you're in these situations, you got to be careful of the devil, because I'm sure it's happened to Denzel before. It's how they handle it. But when we're broken and we're not, and like we go through this and we're supposed to keep taking it on the chin, first of all, you're not going to disrespect my family. You're not going to do that. There's one thing about you embarrassing me. It's another thing about you, you trying to embarrass things I do. But it's another thing but you going after my wife and my kids. Like, how many times do Yolanda, what did you say? How far can you how far can you bend the stick before it breaks? And they keep bending us.
Yeah. Bravo, Will.
Bravo.
You did what no other Black man has done. You stood up for your wife, your family, your manhood, and you refused to be the status quo of, I could have waited until this, that, and the third for me to stand up for my wife.
Oh, wait, disclaimer. We don't want violence. That's what we out here trying. We don't want violence, but we just absolutely want people to understand it's but so far that broken people can be bit and pushed and sleep in bear mode. It's but so much that we can take before you get a response.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. We have this slave mentality that's still in us that says, let them smack you, turn the other cheek. No, don't be revengeful. What's that other one? If they smack you in the face, walk away.
Well, Chris did. My bad. I mean, you walked into that. Cool Jason back there. What you think, Cool Jason?
I mean, so, here it is. This is supposed to be, the most prestigious night for Hollywood, the 94th, Academy celebration. And to me, this was supposed to be Will's moment. Will was up front in that VIP kind of section for those who are going to be nominated for Best Actor, Best Picture Award, Best Actress, things of that nature. This is not those side awards, you know, Best Supporting Actress and Actor. This is the main event of the evening. And I think that what Chris did was he really stole the moment with that joke.
He absolutely, yeah.
If anything, this was a moment for Will to be celebrated. First of all, this was a great piece of work. Matter of fact, I think even tonight I'm going to support even more. I think I'm going to go watch King Richard tonight. But this was supposed to be something that was celebrated, you know, a great accomplishment. It's one of his best acting roles ever, folks are saying. He really fine-tuned the production. One of the things he stated was that he took care of the two young ladies that were brought in to play Serena and to play Venus. And I thought that was important too, because he kept making it, you know, he kept emphasizing the fact of protecting, because Hollywood sometimes is a beast. Hollywood is a beast. Yeah. And here's a moment that he was supposed to be celebrated. If you're going to say anything about Jada, talk about how she looks like one of them powerful African warriors, you know, in
why compare her to a white woman? Why?
Wait a minute. This is the thing that gets me. As many African movies out here with women with shaved heads, as many shows, or, you know, let's take April Watts and everybody else who choose to, you know, back to the motherland type thing. It was a smack in the face to our hair culture.
And he gave it to him, the same smack in the face that we're giving our ancestors. He gave it to you know, because it comes from our culture, and they told us to idolize the long flowy hair, and you know, but in some of our cultures, not you, Yolanda, but you know, when they taught us to perm our hair, and you know, the curlier the better, but our curls is too tight, but they trying to get our curls and perms. They changed the narrative and turned it around on us. Like, you know, they teased us for the big lips, and the, you know, and now they're getting plumper lips. You know, teased us for the full hips, and now they're getting, you know, so everything they try to change the narrative. You can't change the narrative of a strong Black woman. You cannot.
You know, some of the #1 imports in Africa right now are beauty products. The bleaching of the skin.
Yeah.
The changing of the hair. A lot of the Nigerian women are notorious for wearing these wig doos. You know, they spend a lot of money on these wig doos.
Did you call it a wig do?
The wig do.
Some of them don't spend a lot of money on them wig doos.
Them wig doos are big, and you can tell it's a lot of money in them wig doos, but because they don't want to embrace who they are. They don't,
because we don't know it. They burned it down, they erased it, they flooded it. We don't know it. So now the only thing they teach us is they put it on the TV, and they put it, like, they sold us the white beautiful dolls with a certain type of figures. All the models looked alike. Everybody fit their status quo. And then we're embarrassed about us. So now when it comes down to us and things that we go through, and reason why some of our ancestors wore their hair the way they did, and some of the ways they did, is because of that's our culture. And if we don't know about it, we got his story, not ours.
Right. And another thing you have to understand. Another thing you have to understand is that even down in the movie world, the work world, the corporate ladder world, we were taught that our hair was not accepted. So, even down
Yolanda.
I think you. You're back.
Even down to basically, where our grandmother and them wore wigs, because their hair wasn't socially accepted in the world.
And had beautiful hair under it.
Beautiful hair.
Can you lift your phone up just a little bit? No, I'm not talking about the bottom where the microphone piece is. It sounds muffled.
Mine?
That thing you're sitting on. Yeah, that thing you're sitting it on. Just sounds a little low.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah. The thing is that we were taught early not to defend the Black woman, and it's not socially acceptable for what he did, because nobody else stood up there and defended her. Now, if she had to go up there and slap him herself and defend herself, what did that look like going home? You know what I'm saying? We don't promote violence, but we don't promote disrespect either.
Right, because Yolanda, think about it. Not only did he have to think about what that looks like to his wife, his children. Like, Dad, you let them disrespect my mother. Like, you, like, this is you cannot continue to do that and think that everybody is going to be the bigger person.
Wait a minute,
everybody can't be the bigger person.
Don, listen to this. When we was on Patrick Henderson, our first radio show this morning, you know, I said that exact same thing. I'm telling you, we know we got the same DNA. But an elder came back and said, that's what got families killed in slavery.
Guess what else got families killed? Sitting in slavery.
Silence.
Sitting in slavery.
Guess who got us put in slavery? Our ancestors, the same ones where they trickled down from. But Jason, can you play those videos?
But why couldn't we, again, why couldn't he have picked something like Doc said this earlier on the show, Queen Nzinga, you know, who was a queen. She ruled from 1583 to 1663.
You said why couldn't he?
Well, yeah, why couldn't he have said something that was
because
empowering?
This
is an empowering moment. This is not a
Jason.
Right. He's not a roasting
picked a
moment.
White woman. He picked a white woman to compare her to. Period. Point blank.
And this is not a comedy roasting moment. You know what I mean?
It's not, but only that, because he don't have the knowledge of those same black queens, because he's convinced in his story. You don't see his dry jokes. Those white, you know, those
tell it as it is. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like
I think he was bombing the whole night, and that was, you know, somebody yelled or, you know, put in the teleprompter, you know, hey Chris, you know, she looks like Demi Moore. She looks like Demi Moore, you know, in G.I. Jane. Make a joke real quick about it.
Chris Rock is a house nigga, and that house nigga is going to follow the status quo. He's a house nigga. He's been a house nigga. And like when we don't put it out there and like, oh no, he's black. Like, no, he looks like me. Yes, he looks like me, but so was the ones selling our people. They look like us too. So we got to recognize what it is. That's why I said some people, like, you know, sometimes I might have to go up and put a white hood on them and let them know who they are. You know, these coons, like these black folks, like these niggas need to be recognized as niggas. You know, and all the ones that's kind of lost, we can probably somehow talk to them and convince them that they're kings and queens, but sometimes niggas are very lost.
Yeah, but see, another point that I wanted to make was we have been disrespected since the beginning of time.
Not since the beginning.
We're talking about women. We're talking about black women.
Black women has been fighting for and been disrespected since the beginning of time, especially during slavery, when they took our mamas out the house and they put us on Aunt Your Mama boxes, and you know we had to breastfeed somebody else.
The mammy.
Yeah,
the mammy.
But that's not the beginning.
You go back to the
1800s
with the white face, you know, with the indoctrination of the white face.
Yeah.
Right, but that's not the beginning of our time, because we had a time when we were very respected. We had a time, so it's like I think we got stuck in that 400 plus years. We're stuck there, and that's why people are stuck there, because when we start explaining our time, we start saying that we never got respect. We were nothing but slaves. No, we were. We got respect. Right. And that's why we didn't.
Well, let me change that.
Well, that's why I said Queen Nzinga as a perfect example. How come he couldn't uplifted Jada and said, "Wow, you look like a African warrior queen"?
Right. You take this moment to increase our people.
You know,
like you don't go against you. Like you didn't make a crack on the non you know, the non us. You didn't make a crack. Like you had an opportunity to make a crack on all parties involved, but you did not.
Let's watch that.
Wait a minute, Jason. A point that I want to make is this not the first time he did that on a white platform? This is about the second or third time he disrespected them on a white platform. One was in 2016, I think one was in 2006, and now is this one. That was not cool at all. How many times did this man have to be slapped in his face before, you know, he retaliated? But
and not only that, it's not like she had a bad hair day or, you know, she had a bad haircut. She has a condition. You know, she has a condition. So hey,
but even regardless of how she chose to wear her hair, that was hers and hers only. I say we stand in solidarity. Donna, let's go cut our hair off.
I say we do it.
Yeah. Jason?
Well, Yo-Yo knows that's a fight in her house. She already knows that's a taboo. So for her to turn around and say she's gonna cut her hair,
I'm cutting it off. I'm standing in
pass.
solidarity with my sister, Jada.
That's not gonna pass at all.
Because you know this hair thing, you know, for me, it's already tight, y'all. Y'all know y'all got to speed this time up.
All right, go ahead, Jason, play the video.
But here's the thing, and we're gonna set up this video here. We want everybody to watch the video because something that Donna pointed out, and I was kind of curious was the lead in before he went to Jada was he was originally talking about the other actor who's actually up for the Best Actor award as well. Both him and Will were both sitting in that VIP section, and they were both sitting there with their wives. And you never heard anything disparaging or anything that may have been taken the wrong way. Because again, that's a question that we're going to ask after we come back from the video. Was his joke taken the wrong way? Was it empowering or was it belittling and demeaning like a lot of people are saying it was? But before the lead in to the joke, he engaged in the white couple and never said anything other than, matter of fact, he empowered the white woman.
Oh, you better win this.
We're gonna see this. He empowered the white woman. Let's go to the.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
That's the best thing he said.
Can you play Deron's?
I think you're on mute.
I'm gonna play that too. Let me set this up real quick, but I'll set the next video up as well because we also want to get the perspective from what's going on in social media as well. And we're gonna get to that, and we're gonna play Deron's video. But let's dissect this video real quick. So again, in the beginning, we see the white couple. He seems to kind of empower the white woman.
He had a chance. Why didn't he roast both? Like, why didn't he roast both couples? You lead in and you empower the ones that you're supposed to, but then you do something that, first of all, in our community is a trigger, and you poke a sleeping bear. Why would you do that? In the night that he was supposed to have one of the best experiences of his life, you did that because to me it feels like it was a setup. Because why would you do it?
Because it seems like yet again we have that crab in the barrel mentality. Since I'm not getting one, I don't want you to.
I'm gonna keep you down.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you get yours happily. Just because we're black don't mean that we always want to see each other rise. And just because he didn't receive an award, it seemed like he had to steal it away from Will.
He stole his moment.
Right.
Well, he made it about him.
Right. Well, that's something that I wanted to bring up too, was about the stealing of the moment. Again, here's a night to be celebrated, and instead you steal the moment with this really kind of, again, let's look at the perspective of the joke. Now, some folks are saying that it was empowering because, and I gave you this perspective, Donna, that some folks were saying, okay, well, G.I. Jane, let's look at that.
I rolled my eyes in.
Right, this is a white woman, adversity. She's fighting in the Navy to become a Navy SEAL. You know,
And
they
you
torture
started it
her.
right. She's a
you
white
know.
woman. She's a strong white woman, and we get it. But we got enough strong black women to compare our strong black women to.
But some people are saying that again, you know, just playing devil's advocate in what I was reading. Some folks are saying, hey, look, you know, G.I. Jane, you know, was basically the essence of white woman, yes, quote unquote, liberation. You know what I
But that's
mean?
theirs.
Grace
That's
Fem-
not
the-
Jones.
feminism,
Grace
feminism,
Jones.
feminism. She is the ultimate model, G.I. Jane. So
To
in some
them,
cases,
that's what they want to present
right,
to us. That's not
right.
our story.
True. Now again, now I said this too earlier. I said, you know, they're coming out with all this diversity talk now. Everything's about being diverse, you know, diverse, even within Hollywood and within television. You see shows now that are that are revamping, that are coming out, movies that are coming out that originally were an all-white cast that are now coming out as a revamp, but all black cast. You know, is this
But
not necessary?
Jason,
Was that not empowering her to say
Jason,
that
no,
she's going to be the
let me
next
tell you,
G.I.
let me tell you
Jane
about. But
too,
Jason, let me tell you about
which is going to
narrative.
be
Let me tell you.
diverse
Okay, but let me tell you
and
about narrative.
equitable, you know, quote
But
unquote
narrative
equitable?
is, listen, this
Right.
is the disrespect. Let me tell you about narrative. That's narrative. So narrative is
Correct.
somebody taking two grown black men, right? Two grown black men, and they basically saying, oh, well, you remind me of Medea instead of saying Tyler Perry. You know, so it's
But
like
we're going to be fighting. We're going to be
no, but
fighting.
see,
You
that's
that
what I'm
look like.
saying. But see, that's what I'm saying. They know what
Right.
they're doing, though. They changed the narrative to try to get a reaction when ultimately we know what Medea is. We know what it means to us. But, you know, if you say that to a black man, they're going to be like, wait a minute, what you mean? They changed the narrative in order to take the moment from us.
Right.
We need to give them our own Oscar.
So you say that that's not G.I. Jane analogy is not empowering. It's not.
It's disrespectful to certain people.
It's not feminism. It's not women liberation.
Give me my
It's not.
culture. If you're going to compare me to somebody in my culture. Compare me there because this is a black moment. Don't compare me in a white stage to a white woman.
And
Don't do that.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Empower me in something you're a black man. You're supposed to be a black man.
Right.
You're supposed to have my same history. You're supposed to use this moment to empower me, the black woman, your mama, your grandmama, your ancestors. You're supposed to empower us.
Right. And again, this
You
was a night to
took
be celebrated. This was a night
You
to be
took that. You
celebrated.
took that from
Right.
that family. You took that.
Right. It wasn't a roast. This wasn't Comedy Central roast. So I wasn't looking for Will to be roasted or Jada to
I've
be
never
roasted.
like I promise you I don't like Chris Rock because his humor is dry. So it's not like him. It's not like he's losing a fan. But
Right.
I don't watch anything. Like I don't watch the Grammys. I don't watch the Emmys. I don't watch any of that because it angers me. And I told you I do everything in my power to keep my energy good because
protect your energy.
I protect it by any means necessary. You look at these shows and you're wondering where are we? And then when we get represented with Oscars and awards, it's because of us playing whores and tricks and gangsters and but who are we like? Why didn't a lot of people but we keep allowing this to happen. We can create our own stuff.
Yeah, I can tell you
that's
now.
That's the biggest narrative. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I can tell you now, none of my superheroes look like what he described as no white woman, something bald-headed white woman joining no army, trying to be no goddamn
But listen, I like G.I. Jane though. I did.
Well,
I like
Navy.
the movie.
That's not
Navy SEALs,
Navy, whatever the hell it was.
I like the movie, but that was not for us. That's not our moment. He stole our moment.
Again, with equity and diversity going on in Hollywood and in television right now. Again, who's to say that Jada couldn't have been the G.I. Jane too?
No, they're trying. No, see, we're not even.
They saying we don't care about G.I. Jane too. We like listen, and
I'm
just
playing
the fact,
devil's advocate here.
You know what? Go ahead, because just like we literally are taking a day and the only reason why we're focused on that, not because of Will Smith, not because of any of that, it's because of the negative narrative that they change it around to on our black men. We get it. It's layers, and and we as black women, sisters, unapologetically so, we get it. We do not want violence. However, we do want protection, and we demand it. We demand protection. If my husband was sitting right there and he didn't go out there and slap the shit out of somebody. Mind you, my husband would have. Everybody that knew my husband would have known. Any comedian, everybody would have just not even played, like they wouldn't even joke on Donna because
I
my
definitely
husband
would
was
have had to
ignorant.
check him. I definitely would have had to check him. I'd have been
Because listen, you got to deal with
even
your
on the
woman and
biggest
your
night,
family.
even because if it's the biggest night, I would have definitely still went on that stage.
Wait a minute, first
I
of
can't
all,
necessarily say I would have hit Chris, but I definitely would have been. I probably would have even headbutted him because I'd have been all in his face in reference. I'd have been like, I'd have been all in his face
wow.
in the
No,
process.
I need you
Yeah.
to choke by far.
I'm gonna need you to be Will Smith, honey. Like,
That's what I'm saying. So how does it look? How does it look that you got to go home with your wife and your families, and you got to explain to them why you didn't defend your wife?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, clearly, they never went home to a black woman.
They ain't never come home to this one, because I swear you let somebody
Clearly,
disrespect me.
they have never been home to a black woman, like a black woman, a black mama, a black grandmama. They never dealt with it. It's
Donna,
huh?
All I gotta say is have my bail money ready.
I'm saying I got it, bro. Because I'm telling you, hey, you'll have my bail money ready if he don't respond like that. You better have my bail money ready.
You ain't never lied. Play the
I'm trying to tell you, listen, it'd have been me, my sister, like everybody would have been on that stage. Like it'd have been like pop, 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 all of listen.
Well,
what you trying to do? Screw these Emmys. Like what you say, Scott? I got my own Oscars. Like, like, come on, like, how far are you gonna push us until you realize that we ain't gonna play this disrespect no more? They didn't sit back and got disrespected all this time. Like, no, y'all ain't gonna keep doing that. Y'all can play with the other kids like that.
I got $3 towards the bail early.
Yolanda, wait a minute, you got $1 more than yesterday.
I know.
You keep coming up with money, honey. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, y'all. She cheated me, y'all.
So let's change this really quick, folks. So let's go to social media. So of course, social media is in a firestorm. Black Twitter is out of the universe right now. Like, and everybody is commenting. But again, why can't we have these issues and it not be a black and white divide? Because online, people are saying that, oh, it's just like black people to go on the Oscars and ruin the Oscars. Yeah. And then on our perspective, on our side, you see, and I'm proud of this in many cases, I see a lot of black women standing up for Will. Saying that
they know what they know. They listen because they know the truth. And the truth is what to say. Go, 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 go. Hey, girl. Hey, Tiffany. The truth is, you you got to deal with that going home. It's like, okay, if you correct me or whatever you do at this, if I'm never invited here ever again, I'm still home with my wife. I'm still home with my family. This goes down in records. This is like people going to talk about that. Yo, you let them disrespect your wife, and it gets worse.
You damned if you do.
Listen, you know exactly. You know what's going to happen with your homeboys, your homies, your friends, your family. Even this kid's like, Dad, you let them. Like, how would you have responded? And I want to say prayerfully, God will help me keep my hands. But knowing the me. Oh, well. Collect my Emmy, please. Sean Penn was going to burn his. Like, what the hell? They don't respect the damn burn ass to protest something that they want. They will burn something that we will go to hell to get. Why?
No, my thing is, and I don't like how they change the narrative. I don't like how the narrative is keep being changed because no white man, go up there and disrespect a white judge wife and see what the hell I get you.
Mm-hmm. You gonna get some time. Something gonna happen. Something gonna happen further down the line. He ain't gonna go smack you. He gonna smack that pen on that paper or that email.
It doesn't matter how they handle.
Yolanda, what he gonna write? What he gonna write?
Who?
What kind of email he gonna write?
Who the judge? Who?
Look, you know how Jason write them good emails. What kind of email he gonna write?
Very strong email. He's gonna
write a strong email.
Very strong and sturdy. I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind.
Yeah, but
that Keith Haddington, I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind.
That's because we were always taught not to fight. We were taught to be quiet. We were taught to shut up. We was taught not to push the envelope.
I want to share some of this, and then we're gonna share a video from our own, from right within our own circle, sweeping Instagram right now, trending right now. And so we want to get some perspectives of what was going on in the Black Twitterverse. And so I actually brought this up so I could show y'all. So I mean, the comments are off the hook. It says, I swear, if you take black people, you can't take black people nowhere. Oscars is going to be like, no black people allowed except Denzel. He's the only classy one. Like, you know, like these are the comments that are on, you know, the Black Twitter.
That's because they changing the narrative.
Like, you know?
Black people understand that those shows are not for us. They're not. So if you're looking for respect there, you'll never, ever get it. Ever.
I want you to play the other video because
I am going to play it. I'm bringing the whole social media perspective.
I don't care what they have to say. These are
together.
I don't like ignorance. I don't like you sitting up there defending everybody, but what you supposed to be defending. And you mad because he defended his wife, but let it had been you that he was.
But you know, some of us don't know what protection looks like. Some of us don't know what protection looks like. Like, come on.
Here's another one. See, I was trying to show that again, even in a conversation like this, the racial lines are divided. Here's a white guy. Obviously, I can see in this picture he's a white guy, right? Chris Gringo says Will Smith has been trying to win black people over for years. He's finally done it by acting like an immature lunatic. Very strange. Like, wow. You know, and this is the perspective. Again, white America thinks
Jason,
that what Will Smith.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that this stuff right here makes me angry. So
you don't read them comments because one white guy even said, I guess they're gonna start serving fried chicken and something at the what's the names next year. Like, listen, that's why I don't do too much any type of social media, because I gotta protect my energy, because you got them gangsters online that they'll pull you apart and they're in another country or in another lifestyle. Like, right. You know, like, and you can never.
But again, this is black. This is our Black Twitterverse, and again, this is the tone and the sentiment. And again, it's interesting to see that even here in America, you know, that we are split, you know, on this issue, even in reference to Will Smith and this whole thing. Now, we want to play another video from Instagram. I'm going to pull that up right now from Instagram. And just someone giving a perspective exactly first of all, from a man's point of view, which I think is important to understand that we've heard the ladies tonight, and they felt that, of course, Jada should have been very much defended. You've heard from me say the same thing as well. But we're going to hear from our very own Deron Hill, who's going to basically, you know, give it from, you know, that deep thought perspective that we need right now. Hold on, let me pull this up right now for us. All right. All right. Can y'all see it?
No.
Mm-mm.
All right.
There you go.
All right. This is what's trending right now.
Can you do a full screen?
Will Smith wins his first Oscar for the role of King Richard. Something that he said in his acceptance speech that really resonated with me and probably a bunch of other people. He said he's being called on in his life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to his people. And to be able to do that, you have to be able to take abuse, people talking crazy about you. And you just got to take that to the chin. You have to smile and pretend like that's okay. It doesn't matter. It didn't affect me at all. I'm something like an entertainer. You know, I keep people laughing. I'm like the life of the party. Everybody looks for me to do these things. And, you know, I've never really had a problem with doing these things. You get what I'm saying? If you're having a bad day, I make sure your day turn out great. You feel me? But I never really had that shit in return. I'm flawfully imperfect. I have dark lips, got a bald head. This tooth right here is like a little darker than the other ones due to like some trauma. That I'm a little sizey, heavy in weight. I also wear my heart on my sleeve. And those are the things that people talking about me. I be having to pretend like it don't matter. Like I already know I had these things. So it don't faze me at all. A lot of times it do. When them jokes stick, them shits hurt. You get what I'm saying? And one thing that I never had was a person to lick my wounds when those things happen. And that's important to have, somebody to lick your wounds. And a lot of times people say, oh, well, you can't count on people to do these things. You got to do them yourself. But you can't lick your own wounds. Like, you can tell yourself, like, oh, well, I'm still handsome no matter what. I'm still pretty no matter what. But at the same time, hearing that shit from somebody else means a hell of a lot. And being as though I didn't have somebody to lick my wounds a year and a half ago, I had a fucking breakdown. I went into a deep depression mode. I became a shell of myself because I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take the abuse no more. I couldn't. I was using alcohol to like stitch those wounds. And as soon as I realized that, I had to stop drinking because I was going in a downward spiral. It was in like a long-term relationship that ended abruptly because I couldn't be me. I couldn't be the party guy. It couldn't be what I was to them. Sort of like Will and Jada. Jada rolls around careless. Will deals with the backlash. Will licks Jada wounds. They don't get the same in return. Will, everybody found it funny. Will had to endure everything publicly and mask his emotions. Men ain't supposed to have emotions.
Now, see, everything was perfect.
Wow.
Everything,
Wow.
but
First
see,
of all,
everything was perfect. But hold on, yeah. But everything was perfect till he got to that to the end of Jada Pinkett doing going. No, we ain't gonna do that because what they do in their marriage is their business. What they allow in their marriage is their business. She
I
don't
like
allow
that perspective though.
No,
I like that perspective though. Again, licking.
No, my
He said
perspective
that
is
Will
I love
licked his
everything
wounds.
up to that.
Will lick Jada's wounds, and you can't
Regardless
lick
of
your own
whatever it
wounds.
And she lick his too. They lick each other's.
Did she?
I don't see it.
What?
Not necessarily.
What?
A lot of people are saying it's a one-sided relationship.
No, because black men think that so our community, let's just go there, because our community think if the black man cheat, oh well, or the male cheat, if the male figure cheat, then oh well, that's expected. But if their wife go and do the same stuff, then oh, she is spot and scum of the earth. Excuse us for returning the favor.
That's not what he's saying, Donna. He's saying even though she went out there and did it, and people said whatever they said, he still made sure her wounds was licked.
Yeah.
She licked his too.
Yeah. I don't know necessarily all the time.
Like, come on, we're not going to do that. We cannot change that narrative. Like, it's been rumors and like he had a little girlfriend. We're not doing that. When everybody was touched because the male is expected to do it. Like, oh, well, at least he's being discreet. No, we're not doing that.
Right. And then immediately Jada became the slut, the loose, the floozy. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of ran on.
Donnie,
that's their business.
Wait a minute, Donnie, when you go loud, your thing freeze.
I say if they want to allow things in their relationship, I don't understand why people just don't mind their business. If I'm in a marriage and my husband and me, we sleep with 80 people and we want to sleep with 80 more, that's our business.
Oh, you absolutely correct.
But what I'm saying is that was their business. People try to bring noise to a situation, and then like they bought stuff, and the male in their ego can't take when somebody throw up in their face about the same situation that they may do to you. They cannot handle that situation.
And you know what? That was actually brought up on a radio show earlier, and I had to, the table talk. I said once their business had already aired, they jumped ahead. And that's what they're supposed to do. You jump ahead of the situation. And if that's what you choose to talk about, that's what you choose to talk about. You don't let somebody else control the narrative of whatever you done did. So they were absolutely correct. And I don't care if I want to have 2 husbands, 6 wives, and four babies by 80 different men on the outside. That's my damn business.
My business. It's my body, my business, like my time, all of that. Like people, all you gotta do is check your bank account. If I'm not making deposits, then don't worry about me.
Yeah, but see, I don't like how they try to make it seem like, oh, these are public figures and don't teach the children. What y'all taught children? Y'all didn't teach children to defend themselves in a correct way. You taught children how to take abuse from one side
and bully
and accept it from the other side. No, we're not even going to do that either. Defend your wife, because guess what? The same way, let somebody disrespect somebody's white wife, and watch what happened to you. You better be lucky all you got was that huge hand slap versus those other
And at
people
least it
going
was
after him and
open.
everything
At
else.
least he gave him an open slap. Like, you know, it wasn't no fight. Because if he wanted to beat him up, he'd have hit him close. Like, his hand was fully open.
Right.
And like, this is the narrative that I don't like that they changed. I don't like the fact that they say, oh, well, he shouldn't have protected her because she cheated on him. Like, mind y'all business. Whatever they do in that marriage is their business. Like, for God's sake. It's too much going on inside of my home to be concerned about if they're happy or not. It's too much. Like, I got myself and myself
If that's
and
what they
myself.
choose to make them happy, then that's what they do to make them happy.
God, that's what I'm saying. All this Twitter and stuff, like, y'all focus on the wrong stuff.
If we can get the boxing bell right now, ding, 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 so we can take that time out, because we do have a guest joining us right now who I'm hoping is going to bring, you know, a perspective from that whole comedic world. Family joining us this evening, Miss Maybell. I mean, you've seen her all over Baltimore. I mean, just first of all, her work in the community. Just as far as women are concerned, she's done a lot of work in the community as well. Just so many accolades to give. Right now, she is tearing it up at City View with her events at City View, the oldies but goodies reviews, and the live bands are playing at City View. So you got to get out and support Miss Maybell. She has a one-woman show that's out right now. Get ready to come out. I believe it's May 18th, May 19th. You got to make sure you get out and go see Miss Maybell. Yes.
How you gonna get the wrong damn dates on my thing now?
I'm sorry, May 13th.
May 13th. Is this a gospel channel? I'm sorry. Is this gospel?
May 13th through May 14th at the Arena Players Show House. Historically Black theater in Baltimore. Again, welcome, Miss Maybell. Good evening.
Good evening, family. How y'all doing?
Hey, hon, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. My eyes ain't looking too lowish because I've been drinking wine. I don't know why y'all want to do interviews at home. Y'all should have had me come in. When I'm home, I'm liable to do anything.
I think we all should have started off with a glass of wine. You know?
Man, this has been a crazy day. Everybody is talking about this. I mean, my phone started ringing at 5 this morning. People asking me what I think, and this is my 25 years in for doing comedy, and I take it very seriously. I don't even like when women get on stage and talk about ding-a-lings and balls and stuff like that, because that's not funny to me.
Exactly.
Right.
I got trained by Martin Lawrence trainer. His name was Fat Doctor out of DC. So when I came along 25 years ago, wasn't that many women. So, the one thing I do have to say is this. I think what Will done, and I know Will Smith, he's very laid back. You got to really get on his nerve for him to do that. He risked everything. He put everything on the line last night.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's not like that. He's not loud. He's very funny and silly. He can be. But when he gets serious about something, that's it. That's it. So for him to do that, he had to been pushed to the limit. And so I think when you're a comedian, you have to really be careful about the topics you talk about. That's why it's called writing your material. You ain't supposed to. Where is the cut card at? It don't seem to be any cut card.
Right. Where's the boundaries?
Yeah, once upon a time, you couldn't say nothing about another comedian's family or their children or their situation. Like the young lady said about them having different mates and things like that. That ain't funny to me. That ain't none of my damn business. I really don't care about that.
Right.
Because I don't need you getting my damn business. So I don't need to get in nobody's business.
Exactly.
But now it's not a cut card. It's like no respect. No. And I said this morning on my page that I like when comedians crack on me because I got a lot of shit going on. I like when they crack on me. But if you talk about my son, all bets is off. I take care of my disabled son. I'm coming up on that stage and I'm going to tell your ass a new one. I don't even care. I don't care.
Right.
Really, you can have your payback.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you, show up. It's going to be over. Ain't going to be no commercial. All that shit going to be over. No.
There's no
Mm-mm.
boundaries, but why didn't he do it to the white couple though? Did you think about
Right.
that? Like when he was leading it in, why didn't he do that to them versus doing it to her? Like why roast her?
Because you see the couple that he talked about at first. He did it real quick and fast. He couldn't wait to get to Jada because a couple, what was that? And no, 2016, he did the same thing about because she boycotted.
Right.
Yesterday wasn't about yesterday. This been
No.
growing and growing and growing and growing.
Correct.
And Chris' thing is that he likes to shock people. But I bet
Right.
you ain't no more shocked this morning when you got your motherfucking Facebook. Okay, I forgot. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting it's a gospel channel. So you gotta be careful when you write a check, how you gonna get your ass whipped. You can't
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
That you
can't
can't
do
cash.
that. No,
That you can't cash.
no.
But
But
you can't
Miss Mabel, question:
Mhm.
how would your household look if you were standing up there and you wanted to, you was getting an award and your husband did not defend you?
I'm gonna tear his ass up. You better get up,
Exactly.
nigga. You better get up. You better. If I got to protect me, and you're sitting beside me, and wait a minute, not only that we're married, but we live together. I'm cooking and washing your drawers, nigga. You better get up on this motherfucker.
Got your babies and had your babies. We ain't
Had
doing
your
that.
Had your babies, nigga.
And had your babies.
Right.
And just
right.
scrambled your cheese eggs this morning. Boy, you better
Pushed
get
out
your ass up.
Jaden. Pushed out Jaden and the other one.
Better get your ass up. You better. I don't even want to have, but did you see that look she gave as soon as he said it? And that, because at first Will was laughing at him.
Right.
But when she gave that East Side Baltimore look like nigga, do something.
And you know what?
Something right now.
You know what? He actually tweeted last night, you can't take Philly and Baltimore nowhere.
We can't. I don't care. So what? I don't want to go nowhere.
No, that's
But when I go there, you better respect me.
Right. People look at that as a negative saying. What he's saying is we're
real.
Each other.
We're real.
We're real.
We're gonna protect. You're not gonna disrespect my wife. You're not gonna, and you're not gonna disrespect my husband. And me sitting up there on a radio show trying to defend this action between elders this morning. Oh no, he act like a thug. What does a thug look like? What does a thug look like?
All of us. Okay, when you in this business, you have a professional side and you have that East Baltimore side. I'm proud to be from East Baltimore. I don't give a damn, but I take care of my business. But don't cross the line with me.
Right.
I'm not having it. Like when I do all these shows, I tell them promoters, hand me my goddamn money. I don't want to be sitting around here waiting for my money because I'm going to act up. So if you don't want that East side to come out of sweet Miss Maybell, just have my money. I'm going to do what I got to do. But respect me.
Exactly.
By me having a disabled child, you never know when I gotta leave right out. I ain't got time to look for your happy ass. No, I ain't doing it. I don't want to stay at your event till it's over. I don't want to do that.
That's
25 years in, it's certain shit I'm not going to take. I don't have to.
That's right. That's right.
No, 25 years? Come on now. No, I've been booed one time. Well, really, it wasn't a booed. I did a Corinthians like my first 5 years when I was in the comedy. And the lady cracked on my hair. She said she ain't really an old lady because I used to wear the old lady gray wig.
Right. One of your characters.
She said she ain't really an old lady. And she took my crowd away from me for a minute. And it felt like an hour. But I had to think that made me be quick. And so I had to try and get my crowd back. And I started cracking on her. But that got my crowd back. So I'm so good I'm fast at that. No, you ain't gonna take this from me. No. It's certain things when you've been in this business long enough. And I tagged so many comedians this morning in my post saying, I don't mind comedians cracking on me. But when you touch my son, not even my oldest boys, because they can handle their own. But when you say something about my 16-year-old disabled son, all bets off. I'm an fool. I am.
See, this is the thing that I had.
And then you got to deal with the family. You got to deal with the family and the community too, because all of us love Nick. So I can tell you that right now. So we're gonna put these up over here.
I'm gonna tell you a new one. I don't play. Ain't no. You can joke about. and I like when comedians crack on me. I do, but don't go past that. And that's
Right.
the problem I'm having with all of this, because the comedians is a small set of us. Everybody know what not to say. I know not to say nothing about Chris Rock's mother. Why would I do that? He
Right.
know not to say nothing about Jada. Why would
Right.
you do, even if he did, okay, now he's saying he didn't know she had alopecia in her hair. You already tried to touch that years ago.
Right.
So why you
It's
we
intentional.
all know what not to say about each other.
It's intentional. He
Right.
pushed him to embarrass him to take his moment.
Well,
There
see,
you
Right,
go.
right. He
That's
took
it.
his moment. Right. He took his moment from
He
him.
took
But
him to embarrass him to take his moment. That's all
Yeah,
that's
but-
about.
right.
Yeah, but see, my thing is that, you know, if we're comedians and we're all joking on each other, that's fine. But Jada is not a comedian, so
And that wasn't a roast.
right.
That wasn't
so
a roast.
If anything, you should have attacked Will and not Jada.
But not but only that, he should have
Right.
attacked all of them. Everybody, if you're gonna roast, you roast everybody that's
You
involved.
hit everybody. Everybody's a target. Let me
Everybody
ask
should
you-
be a target
Right.
for as much time. So
I'm just
We
But
don't- we only
then
have-
the other
Everybody
side
gonna
of
have
this,
that come back.
let me tell you,
Right.
let me tell y'all this. The other side of that is, when you are a comedian, you are not supposed to basically crack on your audience. My trainer says, and Bernie Mac said the same thing, when you got to take your jokes to the audience, you ain't got no material.
Yeah, you failed.
you
Right.
gotta
You
be
failed. You're not,
serious.
right. You ain't
No
getting your audience.
comedian is supposed
Right.
to bring you in their set unless
So do you think they put that on the proctor for him and set him up?
No, that's his bullshit. That's him.
Oh, that was him, you think?
That's him.
Right.
I said
Right.
it was him.
Right.
I said
right.
it too. I said it too. I
Yes,
said
we
I
only
feel
have
like
like-
he did that intentionally.
That's
We
just
only-
him.
Right. We only have like 2 minutes left. Really quick. The $100,000 question. Have you ever had anybody in your audience want to attack you after a joke?
You ain't seen me on jail, have you? Yeah, I ain't on that.
You ain't on.
Hell
You're
no.
on America's Most
I-
Wanted,
no.
right?
I open up for a lot of groups. I might
Right,
change their
right.
name around a little bit, but
Right.
I ain't out there trying to hurt nobody's feelings, because I want you to come back to see me. I want you to tell somebody else about
Right.
me. I ain't
Yeah,
a
yeah.
comedian like that.
Really quick, Miss Maybell. I got it on the screen right now. Miss Maybell, the one woman
Aw,
show
thank
coming
you.
up on May 13th to May 14th at the Arena Players.
Yay!
It's again, most of your characters are going to be at this particular event. Am I correct?
Yeah, the cussing lady gonna be first. I'm be cussing my ass off. So if you on the gospel program, you might not want to
I
come
got
the
a
first
gospel
20 minutes.
program.
We're
Yeah,
not.
the first 20 minutes gonna be rated X. I'm be
She
cussing.
said we're a gospel program. well, we gonna pray for you, Miss Maybell, and the whole
Thank
family on our way out. So
Thank you
but
so
family,
much.
yeah, thank you for joining us this evening. And again, thank you, Miss Maybell, for joining us.
Thank you.
Folks, get
I
out
love
and
y'all.
support Miss
Thank
Maybell and everything that she does. May 13th, May 14th, Arena Playhouse, the most historic, famous Black theater that we have in America, right here in Baltimore. Get out, show some love, some support to the theater and to Miss Maybell. Love you.
Thank
and we'll
you.
talk
Bye-bye,
some
y'all.
more. We talk some more because we got to revamp Lunch with Maybell on WOLB.
Yeah,
telling
let's
you.
get that done. Jason,
get
give me
that
some
done.
money. I need some money. Get it done.
That's right. We need sponsors. We need sponsors. Everybody looking for sponsors and money. Look. So, all right, family. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining us this evening. Look, we came right in. I didn't even say the introductions this evening. My dear sister,
It's us and
Donna,
it's us again.
us again. And
See
my
you
dear
next
sister,
week. We love
Yolanda
y'all.
Pulley. We love y'all. Next week, same time, right here, 6 p.m. Frontline News, bringing you the Frontline News from around urban America and beyond. Love y'all. Peace.
Love y'all. Peace.